What up? How y'all doing, folks? This is your boy Damani out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, originally from Detroit, Michigan. Happy Black History Month. One love to everybody. That means white, black, Chinese, Russian, Vietnamese, nigganese, you know, everybody. You know, I don't exclude everybody. But I wanted to talk about this Black History Month is some of the things I've been going through, and hopefully this message goes out so that the world can change its perspective about each other. Me being raised, fortunately, for a short period of time by white folks. Periods of time in my life, having white family members in my family. What I wanted to say was, 2021 was kind of a rough start for me, right? Down to a stalker individual. I was living in a house. I just had got out of jail for a crime I didn't even commit. And a short period of time they sentenced me to, which I knew it was some bull crap because it was so short. It didn't even make any sense, like how long I was gone and how fast I got back home. It's like, didn't even make any sense to me, but I had took it anyway. And the only reason why I took the plea is because I have seen people fight their cases, right? And people who fight their cases, it seems like the judge keep you more time than your original sentence that he was going to sentence you to anyway. You just holding on. Like a cousin of mine fought his case, but he stayed behind prison 7 years. 7 years fighting his case. 7. Like I went in, got out, and still was at home for years before he got home. Like, you know what I'm saying? 2 to 7. That's you. Come on, do the math. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about was my situation and things that happened. They kind of like set the tone for me of not understanding, but understanding that my value in life, right? Even dealing with this landlord I had a landlord, right? They had another, I guess, guy that was from prison too. It was like a prison house, little 3/4 house or whatever. And when I say the people were, I mean, they were crazy. Like, he had a manager living in the house. That's the guy I'm talking about. He's supposed to be a manager to watch over the house or whatever. And when I say weird as hell, me and my wife couldn't even have sex. It was a hole in the wall, but I don't know, the niggas peeping through the motherfucking hole or what the case was, right? Just like all kind of incident situation. I can be talking to a neighbor, he come out, go across the street and be all in my business and asking the people. Crazy. What a lot of people don't know is I've been battling dialysis too, right? For like 10 years. I've been on dialysis 10 years now, right? And since 2014. I was going to this Fresenius dialysis center. This is my situation. I've been going to that place for like 5 years, right? And what happened was during COVID, they have an outside facility inside this big building. Bathrooms are inside that building. Then there's bathrooms inside of my dialysis center. So anyway, my wife brings me up. She drives an hour and some change, almost 45 minutes, hour and 20 minutes, hour and 20 minute drive from Pittsburgh to beyond the where I stay at, out in the sticks. And she would bring me to the center, you know. She had to use the restroom one day. And as my wife wanted to use the restroom, you know, they said they closed the outside bathroom because this is what the security guard told me, is because the people who were in another part of the building were messing up the bathroom or whatever. So she closed it and locked it. I said it don't have nothing to do with me or my wife because she used it. I don't know what it was being so biased for anyway, right? So I didn't, you know, I didn't pay no mind. Wasn't nothing I can do about that. They mean that's their restroom. So I went to the dialysis unit. She used the restroom. Everything was okay. So I say about 2 to 3 weeks later, I go back to the dialysis center. My wife drops me off again. She's waiting in the car for 4 hours. She has to wait. So she comes use the restroom, but she goes to the dialysis center because, yeah, that's what they told me. You can't use that restroom. So I was told she can use the restroom in the dialysis center. Everything was okay. So that particular day, she came back, I'll say probably 2 hours later, into my 4-hour treatment. When she comes back, they tell her, no, you can't use the restroom. We don't want nobody using the restroom because I wasn't supposed to let you use the restroom in the first place. I say, but you told her she can use it. Once again, you know, I have to, you know, I have to bow down, be casual and cordial with the situation. No one, this is what she told me, no one can use this restroom. I'm not going to let nobody use this restroom, not even nobody. So I said, okay. But anyway, I called corporate because I'm trying to figure out what is these reasons during COVID, because they telling me they're lazy, they don't want to clean the bathrooms, is what they don't want to do every day they don't want to clean the bathrooms, which I found just lackadaisical, right? In a sense, I just, you know, lazy ass excuse on why you're not letting nobody using it. So I'll say the second round of COVID came, right? So that was maybe like 3 weeks later. I had called corporate and told them about the situation. They said they were going to handle it. You know, didn't seem right. I called corporate. So I say that 3 weeks when the second round of COVID came, I noticed it was a Chinese lady sitting in that same area. You just told us nobody's allowed to sit in here. But I see this Chinese lady sitting in this, you know, the seat. I'm talking about she just waiting hours. And I'm like, you just told my wife like a week ago that nobody's allowed in here. So why is this lady in here? So I'm questioning that reason. I'm questioning it. She said, Mr. Hayes, you know, this is such and such. And I called corporate again and tell them, right? So I'm getting kind of fed up. This is like the third incident that happened. So I goes back in 2 weeks later when that, like I said, that second round of COVID coming. And, yeah, it was, you know, the main doctor went on vacation. So wasn't nobody there but the nurses and maybe the charge nurse. They had all kind of people inside the dialysis center. They family members, the nurses' family members. Wasn't nobody supposed to be in there, but they breaking all kind of rules, protocols, putting patients in jeopardy, because if you did have COVID or whatever, you sitting among us. You're not supposed to sit among dialysis patients at all. But they were letting their family members in there sit for hours and hours. So I'm mad. I'm heated because now I just know you playing me. In the back of my mind, this is what you're doing. You playing me, right? You playing games with me. So I snatched my dialysis catheter out. I said, just take me off this goddamn machine. So I'm mad as fuck. So when I do this and then I get ready to get out, all I noticed is, they keep me out of dialysis. They didn't send me no places what they supposed to do. That's supposed to be protocol. If you have a problem with a patient, you're supposed to send them somewhere else so they can receive their treatment. Without sending them nowhere, that was against protocol. Nothing ever happened with this situation. So when they kicked me out of dialysis, I goes over to the main hospital because that's where I got to go for my dialysis treatment, which was across the street. I go over to UPMC Mercy Hospital. I'm going to put this on the thing. I went to UPMC Mercy Hospital across the street. The doctor from dialysis knows the doctors over there at the UPMC Mercy Hospital. The UPMC Mercy Hospital got word, I guess, of what had happened. My doctor from dialysis come over there to see me a couple times, but he must have told the dialysis people, the nurses at the hospital, the doctors, that I did something. Them doctors were so upset with me, man. I remember the doctor coming up to my bedside and saying, "Why did you do this to my friend? Why did you do this to my friend?" And I'm flabbergasted. What are you talking about? You did this to my friend. You're going to be sorry. I didn't pay no attention. I really didn't even pay no attention. Even I noticed I was admitted into the hospital. I was admitted. And then one doctor, he comes in there. He said, you're admitted in, and we're going to care for you here. I get maybe a couple days into it, I get seen by this psychology nurse. I'm frustrated. I'm crying because, I ain't got no place to go for dialysis. I'm stuck here in this hospital. So the psychologist nurse comes to me and she says, "How do you feel about this situation?" I say, "I am so livid. I'm angry. I don't know, what to do." I said, "I see why people get upset because your voice is never heard." And I said, "I see why people," this is my statement, I said, "I see why people shoot things up and they get so mad and frustrated that, they clash out with emotions because they're not heard. No one is listening to that person because it was their word against my word. And my word wasn't counting for nothing I said. Nothing I said to these doctors or nurses or nothing." So I'm heated. All I know is she left. When she left, she came back with guns, police officers with guns and stuff. They come in, question me or whatever. Nothing happened. So the police said, "Well, ain't nothing happened." All I know is I was kicked out of every dialysis center, every single one in the state of Pennsylvania. So this psychology nurse had a vendetta with herself. You see, that's what they wanted to do. So after I'm kicked out of there, I'm stuck in this hospital. I'm basically living there for like a month or so. I'm living in this hospital every day, just something down. They ain't telling me why they ain't find me no center to go to, why they can't get me in no place. None of this. So I, there for months, the nurses were stealing off me. The nurses were doing certain things that they knew were going to make me mad, or knew they were going to, and were lying about, stealing clothes out of my room. They were stealing my cigarettes. All kind of things. Just, what I'm saying? They already diagnosed me with being bipolar and everything. They already seen a mental hospital, which I got no help. I gave me some medication, but no help. So anyway, when they finally kicked me out of this hospital, I finally decided, matter of fact, they didn't kick me out. I got up and left. I went to another hospital, Presbyterian, UPMC Presbyterian Hospital. And in that hospital, they went and got me in a dialysis center within a week. Something they could have did 2 months ago, got me in there in a week. So everybody's been spreading that rumor about, "Oh yeah, he's just bad patient." UPMC, have nasty doctors who are not held accountable for their actions towards black patients. You know what I'm saying? And it is okay for them doctors to, I guess, disrespect human life in any way fit necessary for them. And they're often backed up by the medical field, the police, medical field, and other entities within the hospital. Whether they're right, wrong, or whatever the case may be. And it was just a devastating situation, you know. So, like I said, I've been on dialysis 10 years, and I've been trying to get, transplant, and they've been turning me down for little reasons, little stupid reasons, like they just picking with me, like, they turning me down. They talking about you had an old criminal record. I said, man, it's like 10 years ago. 10 years ago, like an old criminal record, like, for real. Yeah, they wouldn't, and two, they're not even supposed to bring up a criminal record. When I tell other people about this, like corporate or whatever, whatever, yeah. It's almost like you don't have nobody, your voice is not heard at all. There's not a care in the world of what's going on with these doctors and how they can do what they do and get away with bloody murder. Even beyond that, I had wound up getting out of that situation, going back to the dialysis center. I get over to my home. Like I said, I got this weird landlord, and I got this weird person living among us upstairs in the upper unit. And, it can be 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. I can hear tippy toes running, walking around my window. I can't shoot the man. I can't, bust his head open or have a fight, physical fight with a person, because you know where I'm going. Back. So I have to be talking to this, which ain't nobody listening to that. I wind up going to the house one day and leaving my house, going to my girlfriend's house to let the situation die down. And come back. When I come back, the lock's been changed on the door. I can't get in there. I call, I don't know the landlord's physical address, so I try to take him to court for this. I'm still trying to take him to court to this day. I can't find out where he stays at. You know what I'm saying? He's on the run, so he can't get subpoenaed for court, so I can't even take the landlord to court to even sue for the back money that he owes me. So that was something. And then on top of that, going to my wife's house. So I'm in a predicament. I'm still got 2 months of parole left. And so like I said, I didn't even have nothing to do with that situation. And the 2 months left of parole I had left, he sends me back to the halfway house. I go back to the halfway house for the 2 months I got left. I said, you might as well just let me sit here at home with my wife. I don't cause no trouble. I know the parole officer personally. Like, he know I ain't no troublemaker, right? He know I ain't no, I'm a family guy. I sit here with my son, I just wanted to see his graduate. He's about to graduate from school. I said, you might as well let me sit here. Wasn't it? I can't do that. I got to put you back in the halfway house. He let me stay here about 3-4 weeks. Then he told me I had to go to the halfway house. Get to the halfway house. I'm legally blind as well. I'm legally blind. I can see shadows. I can see a little bit. I bumped into a guy, get into this huge fight with somebody in there. I get into this huge fight. I'm sent back upstate. They sent me back upstate for the 2 months, which I wanted in the first place, because, it was better than the place I was, the halfway house, and crap there, compared to, I guess some of the freedom you get up there. I know it's weird saying that, it really is. And it's just like, yeah, like right now everything's been on the pause. I'm still healthy. I'm still trying to hold on, still trying to fight for this kidney, still trying to get it. I went to another dialysis center. Hopefully, I'm praying to God that I get it. Hopefully, I can get some donations to help. You know what I'm saying? Definitely more than anything, I need friends in Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? It's just like they turn me down because you don't have enough support. You don't have enough this. I like I said, I'm a family man. I don't mess with nobody. I don't have any friends for real. I got family members. I don't have no friends. I'm like my wife and my child. My son is basically all I focus on. My stepson, who's 20 years old now, but he's still here. So I support those two. But yeah, I had to get that message out there because it was kind of devastating. I just think people need to change, man. I just don't know how people have this agenda and say they have a heart. I don't understand how people sometimes say they have a heart and they do some of the most devastating things to other people. How their heart is so filled with hatred and just negativity. I don't understand. It's just like, especially when people ain't doing nothing. And by the way, I was saying my wife, she had to urinate on herself with this situation because they wouldn't let her use the restroom. That's the reason why I really snatched all my dialysis catheters out. I forgot about that part. Yeah, I snatched them out. I was frustrated. I don't know. I mean, how much more can you take? I say, if I can put this message out, if you have a dog, if you ever have a dog in your life, this is compared to humans too. And say, for instance, you mistreat a dog. A dog knows when you're mistreating him. A dog knows when you're abusing him. And 9 times out of 10, if you abuse him enough, he's going to snap back. He's going to turn around and probably bite you. And what I say to that is, do you think the dog is wrong for biting you because you're abusing him? Or do you think he should be submissive and let you abuse him? I don't think nobody will. Now, the dog's supposed to be man's best friend. But a dog knows when you abuse him. And half the time, a dog knows when he's being abused and he will turn around and bite you. That's my message for the world. If you think like that, the world would be better. But that's all I got to say. Like I said, one love, everybody. If you do want to donate to help me out with this kidney, or if you even want to be a friend, like that support for 46 weeks, going back and forth to the hospital. Even if you want to donate a kidney, you can hit me up at 412. I'm not gonna put my number out. You can hit me up at Cash App, Hazeboy 313. That's HAZEBOY 313. I don't have a phone number, but if you leave a message on that Cash, I'll probably get that too. I will get that. My wife will read it when she gets home, and all I can say is God bless everybody. Be in high spirits for 2024. With so much chaos and destruction going on right now, all I can say is love each other. You know, it's going to take respect. Respect first. Love your brother. Love your sister. Love your neighbor. If you follow by God's laws that was written in the book, that you know that everyone can coexist with each other. You know, everyone can coexist with each other in this world. It just takes the effort. It takes 1 and 2 to make 3 and 4. It's adding and multiplying, never dividing and subtraction. So peace out. One love. I'm your boy, Damani Hayes. Peace.